There we go. I want to welcome everybody tonight, and those that can't make it, I always appreciate your comments about watching it the next day, and we're happy to do that with you. We've been sitting here talking and chatting and laughing and carrying on, so we're a little bit late starting, but we're going to get on with it. I was explaining that I'm using the material that I made for the last night when we actually tried to meet but didn't meet. So if some of it's not current or anything, it will be because of I looked through it. I think I got it fixed to where it's current. Let's start with our questions. And Colleen made it. Hello, Colleen.
Hi.
How's Connor? Hello, Connor.
Hi.
He's getting so big. We got a new baby in the room.
No, I know.
Yeah. What's her name? Sky.
Yes.
Yeah, and then Tony's granddaughter had a baby, so we got a brand new great granddaughter. We only have 40. So who wants to start with the statements? I'll start with this summer. I am most looking forward to convention. That's it. Mine's short.
Okay, I'll go. When walking down memory lane, sorry, my favorite summer memory is camping with my family. We always went camping every summer to somewhere different. My dad, we went with the railroad for many, many years, and then my parents had permanent sites at many different campgrounds, and it was always a great memory to spend the summer at camp.
Did y'all tent camp? Did you stay overnight?
Yeah, we had a trailer, and we stayed there pretty much. When we went with the railroad, we would stay, I think that was a few weeks. And then we had a permanent campsite. We would stay pretty much all summer long.
What a great memory. That is fantastic. Who's next? Thank you.
No problem.
I'll go. I have several.
You use all the ones you want.
The walking down memory lane, I have two that pop into my brain. I went for many summers to my dad's parents. He had a Christmas tree farm, and I helped them on the Christmas tree farm through the summer with one of my cousins. And then mom and dad came up, and we would go on a family vacation from there. And then we went camping, and we called it the Brant Scamp, and away we go, because it was of one family's name. We drove a scamper, and the other camper was an away we go. So we all camped and had fun. But it's like my brain is flooding with all kinds of different memory lanes, summer stories. The friend I've had the longest is my sister-in-law, Kim, who, I live in her home. This summer I'm looking forward most to being able to just enjoy the summer. So far that's not working out real well, but I'm hoping it's going to change. What's on my heart and what I want to share is just the upbeat things towards the awful things that are going on in our world, that we can change things by one act at a time, and put the horrible things that are on the news and that are happening in our world, and one random act of kindness and doing things wonderful for people instead of all of the awful stuff that's going on in our world. That's heavy on my heart. And let's see, what was the other one? Greatest influences are very difficult for me. My grandmother, as far as God is concerned, my mom, and how she taught me patience and the Lord, and having faith and prayer in God. My dad, for the strength that I have and all that came with it. And that would be the two, is my grandma and my mom for instilling the religious beliefs and faith and prayer and God in me, and my dad for the strength and the cocky bad attitude I have sometimes. So that's it for me.
Wow. Who's next? Who's going to follow that one?
I am.
Go ahead.
I'm going to say camping. I camped with my family in a tent as a youngster, and we went all over the state of Michigan. And then we did camp when I had a family, and we did have a fold-down camper, which was lots of fun. But I've also, much of our life, we had a swimming pool, and we spent lots of hours. It wasn't a big pool, but we spent lots of hours in the summertime swimming in the pool.
Yeah.
And maintaining it.
Yeah. They say that's a hole you throw money in, Dorothy.
You know what? Honest and truly, I would do it again in a heartbeat. It was wonderful memories. We had all the neighborhood kids in our yard.
We had the same thing. I agree with you totally. Who's next? Thank you, Dorothy.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
The friend I've had the longest is my wife. She's been my friend before we got married. She's my friend now, and that's the biggest thing I have. She's the best.
Yay, me. You're so cute. I love you.
Thank you for being my friend.
Yeah. Your cup goes right along with that, doesn't it? Who's next? Does that leave Lisa?
Am I the only one left?
I don't know. I'm going to look through here.
I'll go ahead and go.
Go ahead.
I'm going to go with the friend I've had the longest is, and I'm doing this one because my girlfriend Pam, we met in the Marine Corps back in the 1980s, early 1981, and we've been friends since, although we haven't always been together. And she always reaches out, and no matter how long we've been not talking or not in communication, we pick right back up where we left off. And she just always reaches out at the perfect time. And so now we're in pretty regular communication again, which I'm loving. And so nothing like a good friend.
Well, how old were you when you two met?
Let's see. It was 1981.
That's a long time. That's an awesome story. And y'all were both military?
Yes, we met in the Marine Corps, and she's my kid's godmother. And she's just awesome. They called us the Salt and Pepper Gang.
Why the salt and pepper? Oh, she must be black.
No, she had light colored hair, and I had dark brown hair, so they called us. It's funny because we were just catching up, and I learned something that I had not heard before. But in the military, they have this fraternization thing where officers don't socialize with enlisted, and then you have certain categories of enlisted that you don't like. Staff NCOs to not hang with the NCOs, and the just regular enlisted like the E1s to E3s do not hang with the NCOs and on up. And it was funny because I got promoted. We were both Lance Corporals or E3s, and I got promoted to E4. And just because, all of a sudden I had another stripe didn't mean that she wasn't my best friend, but that technically was fraternization. But then you add to that the fact that there's out of a unit of almost 900, there were only 20 women. And my friend Pam shared with me that our company commander told her that she was messing up my chances for promotion by hanging out with me.
So there's probably one person in this room would understand what you just said, and that would be Colleen. So that's cool. Long time.
Yes, but
Go ahead.
I'll just say it's just awesome. It's kind of like family, Mom, how family, we don't see each other, and then when we go show up at family reunion, it just all melds back in like we picked up where we left off. It's the same thing with the best friend like that.
Well, I have one like that since high school. And everybody else in here, do y'all have an old friend? Say A. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the lucky ones. We're the lucky ones. So after we meet tonight, I'm going to move on now, and thank you, everybody. We have, after our meeting tonight, the first huddle for this summer challenge. I will go to it. I would think it'll be available tomorrow. I was looking all over to see if they were going to have one tonight because I wasn't sure about what I was going to do with our meetings. But I'm going to go ahead and continue our meetings at 7:30 because it has been said to me that the webinars they do for the challenge can be watched, and it's not like you have to be there to get the benefit from it. So I'm going to go ahead and continue our little huddles that we do on Tuesday night at 7:30, and then we'll catch theirs in the recorded version. This is available on the challenge wall tonight if any of you want to attend that first one. I have this up
Wait
here.
a minute. What time is that going to be? What time is that your time, Mom, so I can figure out what time it is my time?
8:30 my time.
So that's going to be 7:30 my time.
That's correct.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So Dorothy and I were talking today, and she let me know that she's going to be going to convention. It's a definite.
Oh, yay, go, Mom!
I wish we could go.
Yeah, I know. And I was just so moved by that because even though this doesn't apply to people who are going to be watching this later and the ones who are in the room, I just think those of us that have gone to convention, we have something special to share that they could share in by us telling them what it's like to go to convention. And so I have connected this to our agenda. And I'm just going to roughly go through this. We get there on Thursday, and we all go to the registration desk. Now, who was there last year? I don't know. I have gone to everyone since I've been a health coach. The first one was here in Orlando, and I'm glad it was because that made me know that I never wanted to miss one, and I didn't. And then I think the next one was Washington. The next one was Tennessee. The next one was California. And this will be my fifth one, if I have said it correctly, here in Austin. And everybody's lined up, getting their little bags, getting their little badges, and meeting and networking and stuff like that. So that's how the original, when you get there. They have a store where you can go buy merchandise. We have partners that have partnered with Take Shape for Life that has benefits for you when you are a health coach. Then you have all of the different levels. Now, that night, the doors open for the general session. It is buzzing. It is deafening. You people are standing at the door when they open the door. It's like a herd of cattle. Marcia, tell them what convention have you been to?
Let's see. I started with the one in Orlando, and I just went to one night, and then I become a coach, and I've been to every one since. And I really am sad we're not going to be able to make Texas.
Yeah,
yeah. Really sad. But
do we have the special to go up ahead bands, or did you do this year?
No, they're not doing that. The reason he's asking that is they gave us, if you signed up, used to, you could get a band. They could let you get in the door first. Now everybody has to go in at the same time.
It says here, leap ahead. Yeah, leap ahead section by invitation only.
Yeah, but that's okay. We're not going to do that. Anyway, and so then the next morning they get up and they have exercise class. I have never made it to that because I never stay at the hotel where the convention is. I'm always driving to the convention. And then general session starts at 9 o'clock and it's over with at 12. And then the workshops start and we go to the workshops. Dorothy, would you like to make any comment about, you were in one of their videos that was posted from a convention. Remember that?
Yes, I was.
With the
I didn't
column.
Yeah, it's so funny. Dorothy gets called by Dr. Anderson when there's a contest. I don't know. There's other stuff that's going on. She wins all the time. And then Sunday is the last day. They hold church on Sunday for those that want to attend. And that this year it looks like they're going to do some kind of special training with Dr. A. but that's going to be by invitation only. Everything that's going on right now in terms of anyone that's a health coach is different from any other time and Take Shape for Life. And when I think Dorothy and Marcia will identify with what I'm going to say right now is because when I was first into coaching, there was this big thing about us being a multi-level in that you have a coach, your coach has a coach, and it was really coaches didn't like that when people said that because it's not what we were doing. What we were doing is helping our friends. We weren't peddling a product or anything. We were people who took what we'd learned through what we did and sharing it with people that we met and we could help. But in reality, when you described it, it was multi-level and you couldn't argue the facts. Anyway, and so now since that would be in 2010 or 11, that was prevalent. But today, Dr. Anderson has clearly set us apart from anybody else. We are not a multi-level model because he has turned it into a health coach model. And you literally are trained to be a health coach and to turn people's lives around. Training is, Dorothy, can you talk about the training that's going on right now that Take Shape for Life is doing and what you think about it? I haven't even asked you this question. I'm putting you on the spot, but I know I'm excited.
Well, I have to say that the people who have succeeded are the teachers. And if they're not paid to be teachers.
No.
They're trying to help everyone to get America healthy. And that's what's so good about it. It's like a family.
Yeah, 3,000 people. Where can you be in a room with 3,000 people and everybody's laughing, getting along, helping each other? Oh, where are you from? It's just a buzz that doesn't end. There is no not getting along there. But he has changed our image from a multi-level image now to one of a health coach model. Anyone can become a health coach. All you have to do is have the desire to help other people. So let's go back to our Beyond the Biology. I just wanted to share that. I hope you guys didn't find that boring because you're not going to attend if you never become a coach, but it is such a great experience that you just have to share it with other people.
Connie, I wanted to say something I noticed today is they added health coach under our coaches that are in our team so that other team members can see who all in our team are actually health coaches also.
Right. Thank you, Don, for pointing that out. Oh, I gotta sign in. Somebody told me, Dorothy, did you tell me about the new,
Yes.
Can you share that while I get to where I'm trying to get to?
Just that they've got a new program that's coming up, 21-day meditation. I don't have the information written down, but I can look it up real quick.
Well, yeah, I think it's Getting Unstuck was the, I registered as soon as you sent it to me, but I'll post the link in the room.
Okay.
And tell the people who are listening what this is, because there's probably people there who don't know about it, because I'm still looking for what I gotta get. Okay.
I'm registered. I saw it and I'm in it and I love it.
Yeah, it's very good. It's meditation, and it is very, very. It's quick. You're only about a half an hour involved, and it's 21 days, and they have some good things in there, some real mind-bending things that make you really think. And I've enjoyed it. This is going to be about my fourth one.
Yeah. I've been doing them ever since I've known about them, and I'd say I've probably done 7 or 8 by now. I used to buy them, but I don't buy them anymore because I'm just waiting for the next one. I don't repeat them. Okay, thank you, Dorothy, and I'll post that in the room. Here's our next lesson and Beyond Your Biology. Oh, did I share with, hold on, I have to make sure I share with sound.
That helps.
Okay, there we go.
I'm one of the few doctors that places a great deal of emphasis on breathing. I teach all patients to breathe correctly. I teach doctors breathing techniques to pass on to patients. I didn't learn about breathing at in medical school. There I learned about, of course I learned about the anatomy of the respiratory system and diseases of the respiratory tract, but I learned nothing about breath as the connection between the conscious and unconscious mind, as the master key to the autonomic nervous system, let alone anything about the spiritual potential of working with breath. All of that I learned from two sources after I got out of my medical training. First, from studying yoga, because as you know, the whole division of yoga, pranayama, deals with movement of energy and breath. And secondly, from working with old osteopathic physicians, DOs, who used manipulation as a primary therapeutic method and placed a great deal of emphasis on breathing as being the most basic function of life. The theory of breath work is very simple. It's that breathing is the only thing we can do completely consciously or completely unconsciously. It's run by two different sets of nerves and muscles, voluntary nerves and muscles and involuntary nerves and muscles. And as a result of that, it's the only function that gives us the chance of influencing the involuntary nervous system, and through that, many functions of the body. So the basic idea is that by imposing rhythms on the breath with your voluntary system, you can induce those rhythms gradually in the involuntary nervous system and modify body functions that way. There are many, many yogic breathing exercises, hundreds and hundreds of them, but I don't think you need to master all of that to understand the basic principles of good breathing. I think the main goal should be to try to make your breathing, whenever you think about it, deeper, slower, quieter, and more regular. You know, those are the qualities of breath that you want to develop. It's interesting, if you look around, when people are agitated, when they're upset, when they're angry, when they're afraid, breathing always changes in the direction of being rapid, shallow, noisy, and irregular. You can't be in an agitated state of mind and breathe calmly, deeply, slowly, and regularly. Those two things can't coexist. So that gives you the potential of being able to regulate emotional states by controlling your breath, which is another one of the, I think, very significant uses of breath work. In order to make breathing deeper, the aspect of breath that we want to work with is exhalation, because that's the one that you have greater voluntary control over. So a simple practice is at the end of a breath to try to squeeze more air out of your lungs. So you take a deep breath, let the air out, and you try to squeeze more out. More. And you'll feel that effort here as you do that. The more air you can squeeze out of your lungs, the more air you automatically take in. That just happens. So the way to deepen respiration is to practice exhaling more. So that's something you can do whenever you're in your car, if you're in a supermarket line, whenever you think of it, at the end of a breath, just try squeezing more air out. And over time, you will develop that. And I think that that breath work really is it's a practice. It's something that you do on a regular basis that produces these changes. I often say it's like water cutting the Grand Canyon. It's like you're putting a regular, gentle signal in, but over time, this produces very dramatic results. Let me walk you through some simple breathing techniques that I find to be very powerful and very effective. I'd like you to just close your eyes and follow your breath without trying to influence it. And just in the usual way, that picture breathing begins with inhalation, ends with an exhalation. And just do that for a few cycles. Okay, now I want you to try reversing that. Again, you're going to follow your breath without trying to influence it, but I want you to picture each breath beginning with an exhalation and ending with an inhalation, and just see if that feels different. So that feels different to me. And the difference, it feels as if I'm much more involved with my breath when I do that. This is because exhalation is the more voluntary, conscious side of the system. So if you want to deepen your breath, the way to work at that is to squeeze more air out of your lungs. If you can squeeze more air out, you automatically take more air in. I assume you all know that it's desirable to breathe abdominally. And if you don't know that you're doing that, you put your hand here, and when you take a breath, see if your hand moves outward. If it doesn't, you are breathing more off of your chest, which restricts the motion of the lungs and the amount of air that you can exchange. There are lots of reasons why people may not let their belly expand. Women don't want to appear fat. Men are taught that they should have rigid, board-like abdomens. That's not desirable. Your belly should expand, be soft, and expand outward. This is, again, just a good thing to try to do in your car, in a line. At the end of a breath, try to squeeze more air out. So let's try that now. You're going to take a deep breath through your nose. Let all the air out through your mouth. Now try to squeeze more out. More. Okay, you should feel real effort when you do that. And the effort is you're using these intercostal muscles, which most of us have not worked to strengthen. So this is just good general practice. At the end of a breath, whenever you think of it, try squeezing more air out. Over time, if you do this regularly, your breathing will become deeper, and the more air you exchange, the healthier you are. It oxygenates the brain. It's good for everything. Now, I'd like to teach you two simple breathing techniques. Some of you may be familiar with these that have opposite effects on the nervous system. One is a stimulating breath, and the other is a relaxing breath. It's the relaxing breath that I get most mileage out of because that's what most people need to do. But the stimulating breath is useful to know about as well. In yoga breathing, you can do these in any position, but if you're seated, it's good to keep your back straight and have your feet on the floor. And also in yoga breathing, you're usually asked to keep your tongue in the yogic position, which is touching the tip of the tongue to the ridge behind your upper front teeth, like that. They say that completes an energy circuit that keeps the energy of the breath within. I have no idea what that means, but they're the ones that invented it. We should do it the way they say. And by the way, when you look around the world and find places where breathing is emphasized, whether it's in martial arts, meditation, natural childbirth, athletic performance, and you try to find out where did this knowledge come from, all trails lead to ancient India. This is a true experiential science that developed millennia ago in India and diffused all over the world. Okay, the stimulating breath is the breath known as the bellows breath. It's rapid in and out breathing through the nose. I'm sure some of you are familiar with this. I'll just demonstrate it for you briefly. It's like that. We'll start doing this, and then at 15 seconds, stop. Okay? Now just breathe normally and notice any changes that you feel. One of the things, first of all, this is work. This is a physical exercise. One of the things that you should feel or should notice is that you feel warm from doing this. So this is a great way to warm yourself up if you feel cold. And by the way, 15 seconds is a basic, start with that, but then you can work up to trying to do this for a minute at a time. When I do this, I feel more alert. And this is becomes a great technique to help you at that time of the afternoon when you start to feel drowsy instead of using caffeine or a stimulant. It also works great if you're driving and start to feel drowsy. I mean, of course, if it doesn't work, I'll pull over, but it's a very useful technique. But there's something else that I feel when I do this, and I've practiced this for a long time. I feel what I can only call energy in my body. I mostly feel it in my forearms and hands as a tingling, vibratory energy. This is not hyperventilation. With hyperventilation, you feel tingling around your mouth. I think this is prana or chi, and this is a way of raising that kind of basic energy and circulating it throughout your body. Okay, I now want to teach you my favorite breathing technique, this 4-7-8 technique, which is the one that I recommend to all patients that I said I've got this incredible feedback from. So in this exercise, you're going to breathe in through your nose quietly and blow air out through your mouth forcefully. Helps if you purse your lips out and keep your tongue in that yogic position. So the exercise begins by letting all the air out through your mouth. Close your mouth, breathe in quietly through your nose to a count of 4, hold your breath for a count of 7, breathe out through your mouth to a count of 8, and you'll repeat this for 4 breath cycles, and that's it. It takes all of about 30 seconds. Okay, so let's try this together, and I will count for you. So let all the air out through your mouth. Close your mouth in through your nose, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, close in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, close in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, one more in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Breathe normally, and again, observe any changes you feel. Some of you may feel lightheaded doing that the first time. That's not the goal. It will disappear quickly with practice. Some of you may have some sense of internal relaxation when you do that. That will become very profound as you practice this. You must do this twice a day, without fail, religiously. I do it in the morning when I get up before I do some sitting meditation. I do it at night when I get in bed to fall asleep. It will become a wonderful way to help you fall asleep if you get up in the middle of the night for any reason. You can do it more often, but never more than 4 breath cycles at one time. After a month, if you're comfortable with it, you can increase to 8 breath cycles. And then that's the absolute maximum. So then the minimum practice would be 8 breath cycles twice a day.
So who would have thought that, huh? Did anybody enjoy that?
Yes.
Yes.
I think.
We don't think about breathing. So it's just automatic. I'm repeating underwater.
I think
So is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, so I muted you, Tony. You look shocked over there, but that's okay. Now, when I've been learning, it's just different things that over this last 5 years that have nothing to do with weight loss that makes me sit up and take notice of it. And breathing has certainly been one of them. In some of the classes that I have attended, I have to go back and look at the material, but there's a breathing technique for when you can't sleep at night, where you breathe in one side of your nostril and it will literally tap into that which relaxes you. So there's all kinds of things to learn in breathing, and that was just an exposure of something you could do to help yourself. And you know what he said, and I didn't catch it before right in the very beginning, is something that is automatic as well as we have control over it, and it's one of the things that we can influence our body by doing it and practicing it on a regular basis. We actually help the involuntary. Did y'all want to hear him say that? Did you understand that?
Yeah.
So I found that interesting in that if we put more oxygen in our body, obviously it's going to help us in every way. Oxygen is good for you. And who literally takes the time to sit down and breathe on purpose? I haven't done that. Has anybody else here done that?
I did back when I had Colleen by natural childbirth.
He mentioned childbirth.
I didn't have any spinal or anything like that, and we used the breathing. And I find that if I'm having problems going to the bathroom, if I use that same technique of your, that Lamaze teaches you, it really works. Because it helps, for some reason, it helps you relax that whole area of your body. Because, and like I said, I had her completely naturally.
Yeah.
So, and I got up.
Elaine, you were so informed about the oils, and that shocked me because I was only just hearing about them. So, is breathing something that is practicing breath work, like he calls it? Is that anything you're familiar with, or is this the first time you're hearing this?
She didn't, I don't think she heard you.
Colleen, did you hear me?
No.
Oh, what I said was you were so knowledgeable about the oils, and I had just learned about the oils. So I was curious if breath work is something you're familiar with, or
No.
is this the first time you're hearing it?
No, I mean, I've heard of, like, yeah, but I mean, I feel like they do it in like yoga classes, stuff like that before, that I've done before. They do a lot of breathing, meditation, stuff like that. It's just not something I've ever gotten into.
Right. Okay. So that's the same for me. It just like was over my head. All right. I enjoyed that.
Speaking of the childbirth and the Lamaze, I learned that with my children, but I've always used breathing, like especially for pain, because when I'm having pain, I can actually use a version of Lamaze to get through pain. And I've also learned how important, people don't think about it, but aside from what we just learned about, how you breathe when you're exercising and working out, just the dramatic effect on the benefit of your workout.
That's true.
What you get out of it.
Dawn is educated in breathing.
Yes.
And if Dawn did not know how to breathe with her lungs, I mean, expanding her stomach and her lungs,
right,
she would not be able to breathe. I know that when we had an incident here at the hospital where they didn't do anything for her for 7 hours, they didn't do anything for her because she could keep her oxygen level up by gasping and pulling it in with her chest, and and that is what's keeping her alive.
Very good point, Dorothy. Yeah, very good point. I thought about Dawn when I went through the class, and hey, Janet's here. Hi, Janet. And so you just said what I was wondering, so I appreciate that. Janet, I wanted to tell you that in the challenge, on the challenge wall, there is a link for a webinar or Zoom just like this that Meltdown Challenge is putting on at 8:30. You get the link right on the front page. I'm going to close up tonight with this story. Everybody can hear it?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. What about that, huh?
I like that.
That was beautiful. I find these out online, but just the lives that are changed. She will be at convention for sure, and I'm sure we'll be hearing her story in person. So that's the kind of experience we get to have every time we go. So the other one's going to start in about 15 minutes.
Just a quick video. So I went and I got my hair done today, right? Super cute.
Oh, I'm sitting there saying, what is that?
Here's
There we go. I said, who's talking? Okay, everybody. Anybody got some last
Who's
words?
talking? I can't see him.
You can't see what?
Whoever just said I got my hair done today, normally they pop on my screen. I couldn't see him.
No, that's because it was still playing beyond that video. It's the next YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
My bad. So anybody got any party words? I appreciate you coming. It was wonderful.
I do. Please, please, please. I look forward. I don't know about anybody else, but like these weekly Zooms are the highlight of my week and pretty much the only social interaction I get. That's going to change soon, but I would miss these. The other ones I can watch, but I would miss the input and the camaraderie from this one. So please, can we keep these? I would be lost without them.
Thank you, Lisa. And yes, it's going nowhere. We'll be here no matter what. The first two I ever missed was these last 2 weeks. And I didn't think about them. I was so busy. So I had a good time.
I know. I was there. I miss you.
So everybody, I'll see you in the room. Welcome. There's a Celine Gray in there. Have y'all seen that Selena Gray? I'm not familiar. Who is she? Do we know? I've written to her. I'm looking forward to hearing from her. And Tabitha is my niece. Lisa and I were going to grocery shop, and Lisa talked to Tabitha about it, and Tabitha followed up on it and wanted to get in, so she came in today. So,
Oh, I didn't even see that.
You didn't see that, yeah. Tabitha,
I haven't been in there yet.
yeah,
I
Tabitha's
did
there.
weigh in today. I have a question.
Uh-huh.
This is the first time that I'm only like within 6 pounds of my goal, so I did maintain this time.
Yeah.
So that means
You can't lose more than 4%. 3.99 is what it is exactly. But you can go into your profile and is it profile? Or I think it's profile and scroll down. Is it settings?
Settings, yeah.
Settings, and scroll down on the right-hand side, and it gives you your range of what you have to stay between. Okay?
cool. Thank you.
When you weigh in, it will give you that information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had 2 people that didn't see it, so I don't know what the reason there is, Dorothy. But I did tell them where they could find it, so I'm not surprised Lisa had a problem either.
You know what? I save all of these things, all my little weigh-ins,
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
ins and outs. I have a collection stack of them for posterity.
There you go. Kiss Connor good night for us. You want to talk to Mom a little bit, Colleen?
Can I, Connie? Because I want to see about our airfare there.
Yeah. Colleen, you want to talk to Mom a little bit? Hi, Dave.
Yeah, that's
Signing
right.
out. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.